Welcome. You are at the CCC.
Where there are no outside issues. My name is Anthony. I'm an addict and an alcoholic, another bozo on the bus, and I care about you.
Yes, and I'm LouiLou, and my pronouns are he and him, and I am recovered for crystal meth and alcohol, and I am always in search of balance. And each week we strive to foster a brave space where we can engage in topics, sit around, engage in
You got it, girl. You got it.
Centered around. Yeah, basically, we're talking about topics that are centered around recovery. What the hell? I stumbled.
No, you did great. And our intention is to hold and inspire better spaces for more people in recovery by tackling issues sometimes used to separate us.
But before we do that, please like, share, and rate this episode.
Rate this episode only if it's 5 stars.
Yeah, only 5
Tell
stars.
your friends about us.
If you don't have more than 5 stars to give, then you need to
Go find them. Go find those stars.
Exactly.
And now the disclaimer, the thoughts and opinions expressed on At the CCC are ours alone. We do not represent anyone but ourselves. In other words, we're just a couple of friends behind a mic here to entertain you. And of course, everything we talk about is for general information purposes only. How are you?
I am good. I'm doing wonderful. It's like, I shifted my my apartment. I have the studio in the Castro. Mm-hmm. And I turned the bed around and I have new bedding and whatever. And there's something magical about, like, when I'm in my space, I'm always grateful.
Yeah.
Like, I'm always grateful. It's not the biggest space, but it's like, come on, this is mine. And, this month it's like 4 years there.
4 years.
Yeah, isn't that wild?
I wonder if we moved into our places at the same time.
Probably around the same time.
Yeah, I think so, because it's 4 years for me too. I have been stuck on Lady Gaga's Abracadabra.
I love that. You were telling me about that. It's like, I'm thinking, that's cool.
Yeah, it's amazing. The choreography is like next level. The costuming.
Abracadabra. I'm gonna reach out and grab you.
Abracadabra. That's a song.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to listen to it after.
Yeah, Paris Gobel. I think that's how you say her last name. She's one of the choreographers, and I've been following her for a few years now. Nice. She is brilliant. Her choreography is like, it's cinematic. She knows how to use an entire stage. She gives you Easter eggs. She gives you like, there's just pleasant surprises, and
I love that.
She's so brilliant. And I think she worked with 3 other choreographers for this. And it's just, and I feel like the song is so timely too.
So what is the song about?
So the song is about duality. So this is based on like an article I read. It's about the 2 different forms of Gaga. Like there's the kind of like free Gaga, and then there's like the maybe perfectionist Gaga. I don't know. Don't quote me on this.
Well,
right?
No, but you can.
But it's about being authentic. It's about being like who you are, because the video is, there's like red Gaga who's overseeing white Gaga, because Gaga's dressed in white, and then and it's kind of like judgment. The red Gaga is essentially judging the white Gaga, and so what's happening is that you see her character kind of like really in herself.
Okay.
And it's quite beautiful.
Let's check that out.
Yeah, and there's a whole grip of dancers. It's like 50 plus dancers.
There's a grip of dancers.
Yeah, there's like 50 plus dancers, all different bodies, ethnicities. I was just living all the different like there's so many different not references, but it's just so, it feels like a masterpiece to me. Like everything about it, like the lighting, the costuming, the makeup, the choice of dancers. It's just incredible.
Yeah, so she was very intentional.
Yeah, I have not been excited about a music video in God knows how long.
Music videos aren't the same. There's a time where they like, you could not wait till the music video came out, like the visual.
Right? Yeah. You know what? You're right. Yeah. No. And this is. It feels like a masterpiece. I love it.
I love that. I love that for you.
Yeah. And you know what's fun is like finding a new favorite song.
Oh my God. Do you do this thing where it's like I'll find a favorite song and I can sit with it on repeat?
Oh yeah, same. Oh yeah.
Especially like if I'm cleaning up or whatever, I'm gonna listen to this over and over.
Oh yeah, easy.
You know what I've been listening to lately? I've been listening to Odyssey. This is disco group. All of the members have passed it, but it's their song "Native New Yorker." I have been, and for me, the visuals are equally as important because it's so fun to watch them. But the song is beautiful. Their voices are just so rich and whatever, and I absolutely love that.
Yes. So shall we jump in?
Yes, let's do that.
Yeah. So if you've been following our series on the 4 agreements, if Have you been following our series on the Four Agreements? So the Four Agreements is a book written by Don Miguel Ruiz.
We did it again.
We did it again. And so we've covered a lot. So we've started with be impeccable with your word, and then we don't take anything personally. And then our last episode was about not making assumptions. And today we're wrapping it up with the fourth agreement, which is always do your best. And so, if you're anything like me and Lewis, because, Lewis likes to remind people we're Virgos, is that sometimes we can think of thinking about doing our best and we immediately go into perfectionism, right?
Yeah.
Like, I need to push myself harder. I should be doing more. But that's not what this agreement is about. Mm-mm. It's actually about freedom. It's about accepting where you're at. It's doing what you can. It's letting that be enough. And doing your best today might look different from your best tomorrow. And
exactly.
That's okay.
And that's what I love about this. Yeah. That's what I love about this agreement. Your best, your best is always changing, but if you just focus on, this is what I'm capable of doing today, and that's it.
That's right. So yeah, that's exactly right. And so today we're going to talk about what doing your best actually means and how we can avoid the trap of perfectionism, and what this agreement is about key long-term peace.
Yeah, exactly.
We've been talking a lot about peace, especially in recovery and in queer spaces, and where a lot of us have spent years feeling like we're not enough. So let's get into it.
Yeah. So last week, this is a perfect example. Last week, I usually try to get to a certain number of meetings. It helps me with help me not be batshit crazy or whatever. But I had different things going on, and so I realized that I was not going to be able to make it to any meetings. Or actually, what I ended up doing was not going to any meetings. Like I caught a meeting on Friday, and then I picked it up the following Friday, and I did not feel guilty about it. And I realized that was what I was capable of. Like, I had meetings with sponsees and other, like, I followed through on everything that I needed to do, but I just couldn't, and I feel like in the past I would have beat myself up, like, oh my God, I need to get a meeting. You know how when you hear people say, I'm in a meeting in a week, and and I know where to go. I was talking to my sponsor about this. It's like, I'm at that place where I know where to go to get my relief. Like, if it was necessary, I would have definitely found a way to kind of get what I needed. There's so many alternatives, like online, listen to a speaker tape or whatever, but it was fine. And I was able to get back on track.
Yeah, we got to wear it like a loose fitting garment.
Wear this recovery like a loose fitting garment.
Recovery.
Like for my drag, because it's like, I don't want to have, like, you will never see me in anything too tight.
Yeah, recovery doesn't need to be a corset.
No.
Recovery could be your favorite shirt that you wear to go to bed if you wear a shirt to go to bed.
I do.
I wear, I'm not going to talk about
Have you ever tried to sleep? Have you ever slept naked?
No.
And I can't sleep naked when somebody else is in the bed, because I'm going to be touching you, and like I'll be distracted. No, so that's crazy. So
I can't. It's just too sweaty.
Yeah, well, it's weird. It's like, oh yeah, no. It's like,
I don't like it.
I don't know.
It's not for me.
Yeah, exactly.
I also need. I'm so particular when I go to bed. I need 3 pillows. I need one for my head, one for between my knees, because I don't like it when my knees touch. And
dude,
is that neurotic?
I love pillows that are cold.
Oh yeah, I definitely I used to have a Chillo.
Yeah,
have you ever had one of those?
No, but I've heard it. Yeah,
yeah, I used to have a Chillo, but then like I popped it and it wet my pillow.
I also nowadays I have to have some liquid next to my bed, like a water bottle.
Yeah, that's a new thing for me too. Actually,
because I woke up the other morning and my tongue was dry, and I thought it was gonna fall off.
Yeah.
Oh, what the hell, man? It's like
yeah. So one for my head, one for my knees, and then one for holding.
I love it. It's like as we get older, we have our things that we need.
Yeah, and I need a fan going in the background.
Yeah, I'm good.
I need a fan in the background. Yeah, if I don't have it, I need some kind of white noise in the background.
I do like it. I like, if I can get away with it, I love it to be pitch black.
Yeah,
I don't need. It's wonderful. And I always, every time I turn the lights off, I'm always reminded when I was younger how I had to sleep with the light on in the closet.
Aww.
Because it's like, oh yeah,
that's sweet.
No, it wasn't.
No,
like, punk bitch.
No,
little punk bitch is like, come on. There ain't nothing in that closet for you, and if it is in the closet, I don't want you.
Were you making assumptions about what was?
I was absolutely making assumptions, and it was nothing. It was about a pile of clothes.
Yeah. So When you think about like doing your best, what does that look or mean for you? What does that look?
Well,
or mean?
I tie it to.
What does that mean for you?
I tie it to for recovery. I tie it to the third step. Like I put the energy in. I do what I need to do, and I turn it over. Like doing my best means if I'm able to. What am I trying to say? Well, just doing my best is like putting what I can into it. It's like I'm all using my best is pretty amazing.
I love that.
I know. I feel like it is.
Yeah, settle into that.
I feel like when I'm really passionate about something, then I'm on fire about it. Then I really give it the attention and detail that it needs. Mm-hmm. But what I've done, actually, this is important for me. Things that I'm not passionate about, I'm not passionate about it, and so I don't put the energy into it. Yeah,
What you're reminding me of is some days we have a lot of energy, some days we don't have a lot of energy. Yeah. And what does it look like to just be okay with that? Yeah, exactly. Right? It's like the difference between like burning out. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, and perfectionism is also one of those things where like, perfectionism will have you like chasing an impossible standard,
like your tail. Mm-hmm. How about you? What do you think about when you think of doing the best?
Doing the best I can.
The best that you
can. I think for me it comes down to okay, this is interesting because I hadn't thought of it, but for me I have an intuitive sense of what that is. So for example, like I am certainly one of these people who, like I was a perfectionist for quite some time and I still can be. And that made me sick because I would like overwork myself. Mm-hmm. And so for me now, like doing my best is being where I'm at. So by that, I mean, so if I wake up and I'm incredibly tired, either because, that maybe yesterday was like a really long day or I have stuff on my mind, then my best looks like, all right, like how can I treat myself the best right now? And mm-hmm. So I think maybe that's really what I'm trying to say is that it's about my relationship with myself, and a lot of times I'll think about it kind of like, if I had a kid, and my kid woke up and he was really tired. I don't know why it's a son, and he was really tired.
It's a son.
Yeah. And if he was really tired and like, I'd be like, okay, like I get it, but we have to go to school. Yeah. And exactly. So here's a snack. Let's have a snack. And, mm-hmm. Like I just need you to go to school. And if you need to take a break or, you know what I mean? Like just be chill. You don't have to take it all in all at once.
Exactly. Like with my personal space, like there are times when my apartment is not is messy by my standards.
Yeah.
And I'm just not there with whether or not it's low grade, depression, or whatever the situation is. Thank God I have a door that I can close and I don't have to invite anybody in. And like Thursdays are my early day at work, and I usually say, I'm going to go home, I'm going to do some laundry, I'm going to clean this, clean that, whatever. And I get in there, and all I can do is fall on the bed and go to sleep.
And that's okay. Yeah.
And that is absolutely okay. And I don't have to judge myself, because usually what will happen is like, I'll be able to make up for it once I get that little bit of rest.
I can be really neurotic about making my bed.
I
can be super neurotic about, because I'm like, I must make my bed, like my day. I'm not going to have a good day unless I make my bed. Mm-hmm. And so I can get a little neurotic about that. And so sometimes
does it have to be so like, how
it used to be. I've gotten better.
All the lines have to be a certain way.
You know what? I'm going to know when I have made it when my bed isn't flushed against the wall, because I would love to be able to like, do both sides, but like my bed is against a wall. But I kind of like having my bed in the corner. I live in a studio, so I really have no choice.
Yeah, no, I have to be creative with that. I've shifted my bed around a few times. Yeah, but
So it looks like it's like doing my best looks like treating myself the best.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like knowing, understanding your limitations. Mm-hmm. Like understanding like there are things that I always want to do, but I can't do, or that I'm not that good at. I mean, doing my best, I put whatever effort I'm going to put into it, and then I let it go.
I love your use of the word effort, because I do think it's about effort. It's the quality of the effort rather than the outcome, right? It's like the quality of the effort is like, am I half-assing this? Like, could I do more? But no, actually, no, like, no, I'm not half-assing this. I'm doing this like in my capacity. And I think like it's also really kind of important to talk about like capitalism and like grind culture, right? Like there's a way that like grind culture can twist the idea of like doing your best. And there's a difference between overworking and say maybe like healthy striving.
Yeah, exactly. I have days at work like that where I just don't have the energy or the mental capacity to do, like there are some days where I'm just on fire with the merchandising, whatever, and other days where I just realize I don't have that. And so the way that I deal with that is I stay on the floor and I talk to customers and I straighten, but I don't look for new projects to start, and I'm okay with that. And it's been helping me with making assumptions about what other people are doing, because that's the main thing. I'll go through and I see somebody leaning on something. Yeah, I see you. I see you not working. Yeah, you lazy motherfucker. And I have to get over that.
Yeah, and I think in recovery too, you can have like the perfectionism in recovery where you should think, well, I should be further along, or I shouldn't. Like if you're doing abstinence-based, like, I shouldn't have these relapses, and I should be further along in like my recovery. Like if you're doing step work, or I should be, right. And it's, and so there's a way that, like striving to do your best can actually hinder you. And by that, I mean, we're going back to this idea of perfectionism, right? Doing your best could just be with what you have.
Well, you know how we talk about like more will be revealed, and say, you've reached a certain point, like I get to my 10-year mark or whatever, I'm double digits already, and all of a sudden something that I thought I was supposed to be supposed to have addressed early on shows up, and it shows up in a way that I have to respond to it. Like, I think that's where doing the best comes in. It's like, you know what, I have been doing the work to prepare myself to be ready, but it's like, you know what, I need to give myself some peace, some grace for not being perfect or whatever,
Yeah. I feel that. I'm also thinking about recovery too. I'm thinking, I had several relapses in early recovery, and I don't know that, like, looking back, I thought I should have been somewhere else, because I don't think I knew what was possible for me. Yeah. I just knew that like I had to do something different. And like looking back, I do think I was doing my best, right? Because sometimes my best looks like I'm calling a friend instead of going to a meeting, or sometimes my best looks like I'm going to go to work, but I'm going to take it easy at work today. So I try to have like a baseline, is like I try to just show up, and if I can't show up, like there's a reason, right? And my best in that situation looks like, no, my best right now is like I need to take care of myself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that I was thinking about what you're saying, that the 10th step is something that helps us to kind of work on that.
What's the 10th step?
The 10th step is like
daily inventory.
Daily inventory.
Yeah,
like,
daily inventory.
When we realize that we've done something wrong, we acknowledge it. Like doing my best is, today I was an asshole and tomorrow I don't have to be.
Yeah.
Unless I want to.
Yeah, I love that. And I love that as like data.
Yeah.
Like I do like that about the 10 step. It's like data. And doing your best in a relationship, right? That's something I've struggled with in the past, is like being in a relationship and feeling like my best isn't good enough.
Yeah.
I
think it's a struggle too. If you're a person who doesn't like to use the phone or call all the time, or if you're always late, you can work on it. Doing my best. I'm always on time. That's my thing.
You are always.
I like to be wherever, but
punctual. She's punctual.
But I'm not good at calling and talking to people. I don't want to be on the phone for like kind of like with what we were talking about last episode with texting. I'd rather see you in person and have that connection or whatever. But I realize that I want to be better, and so part of the amends that I've been doing for myself is reaching out and having conversations, maybe not nearly as long, but having them, doing it. So it's like I'm my best is trying different things, like getting over my discomfort around certain things,
You're reminding me of like in social situations. So like one of the things that I've just learned to embrace is that like sometimes I get anxious in social situations, or sometimes like I don't know how to contribute or be a part of. And so I've just kind of embraced that. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't feel like talking right now, or I don't know how to contribute to this conversation, or I can just be here right now, And
freaking social situations, sometimes the best, like us Friday night, I was there, I enjoyed, and then I left.
What was Friday? What did we do on Friday?
The watch.
Oh, yeah. Our friend just celebrated a year of sobriety. Yeah.
And I absolutely adore him. And I would have liked to stay till midnight, but I didn't have the bandwidth.
That's okay.
And exactly. And so
I
showed up. And sometimes the best is I showed up. I made it a point to show you that I care about you. And now I'm bouncing.
Yeah. I love that example because when I was preparing for interviews, so for one of the sites, I had an all-day interview, and then they had reached out to me over the weekend, and they said, "Hey, we'd like for you to meet with 2 more faculty members." And so they wanted a quick turnaround. And so that Sunday, like, of course I was going to do the interviews. I was like really excited about the site. So I had to cancel all of my plans. I didn't have to. I chose to cancel all of my plans that Sunday. And it was a friend's birthday dinner. And there was like, I think there were like things that I would not want to cancel on, but I was like, this is something I have to do for myself.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is something I have to. And what was great is that like the friend's birthday dinner like totally understood, and like he got it and was very.
The birthday dinner understood. The dinner understood.
No, like my friend.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Okay, I get it, bitch.
No, you said the way you said the dinner understood.
Yeah. Well, that's what I meant. You know what I mean. Sometimes I'll listen back to some of our episodes, and I'm like, what was I just saying there? Or like I didn't complete a thought. Yeah. So
and I listen back and I catch like all of the subtle shade, and I'm all, what? You mean to tell me I didn't get that? I didn't have a chance to catch you with
to get back.
Catch you with a shiv.
There have been a couple times where like I've said something and you don't reply. I was like, I don't think he's listening to me.
No, it's like, or maybe I'm listening and I am not going to entertain that
nonsense
with the response. It's like I'm just no.
Yeah. And I think the other thing about like doing your best is like doing your best does not mean that you have to perform for anyone. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to like against whose standard,
Yeah, I know.
I'm sorry.
Exactly. I was flipping through.
Yeah. So what are some like practical applications, right? So like, what does, I guess, defining what your best actually looks like? So what is your best when you're feeling good?
Well, when I'm feeling good and when I'm really, again, back to when I'm really passionate about whatever it is I'm working on, my best is I am in it. I am on top of things. I'm trying to make sure that what I present or what I do is, really has my golden seal on it. Like you're gonna leave it and think, this was done really well, and
yeah, because it's your best.
Yeah, because it's my best.
It's your best. It's like, what is your best when you're feeling good?
Yeah,
what's your best when you're struggling? Giving yourself permission to adjust when you need to instead of punishing yourself.
Oh, absolutely. When I'm struggling, shutting this down, quieting this brain, not listening to that committee that's got all of these opinions about how things should have been done or how I should be doing things.
Yeah. And I love what you're saying about the should, like, because sometimes those shoulds can come from like comparing ourselves to other people.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. And it's going back to like, what is your best, right? Like if you're comparing it against like your own progress.
Yeah.
For me, like going back to like social situations, like for me, like my best is not beating myself up for being anxious or not beating myself up for like the thing that I said that, cause I used to get like really when I was younger, I was really preoccupied with making sure I was liked.
Yeah.
you know?
I understand.
Yeah. And it's like letting that shit go.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to be.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one because I used to struggle. Like I learned when I moved to San Francisco and through the recovery rooms, there's some people who are not going to like you just because.
Yeah.
Like they don't have a reason. They probably don't even have to have a reason. And I was all in it and they were renting space in my head. And it's like, I've since gotten over that. It's like, I'm all, you know what, if I'm not your cup of tea, then you need to try a different tea, God damn it.
Yeah, it's kind of like music. Yeah, I think about relationships in that way is like if you're in a relationship and it doesn't work out, right? It's kind of like music. You just realize like, oh, maybe I don't like this song, but somebody else might like this song.
I hope so.
You know?
But then it's like some people I don't like this song and I don't want anybody else to like the song for a while until yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's relationships are a lot.
We're
like
still
music.
talking about yeah. Were we talking about songs? Or don't fuck with my song.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like foods, you know, like there are some things you like, some people don't like.
Absolutely.
And I think like when we're thinking about like people pleasing and stuff like that, it's like you can't you abandon yourself when you're constantly like adjusting. You don't know what your best is because you're too preoccupied with like what it looks like for other people or what you think other people are wanting from you.
Okay, so we've got to have experiences we've got to do. And sometimes, you know, it's a matter of experiencing what you experience and adjusting after, you know.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I throw myself into things and then I'm overwhelmed, or I'll sign up for something that I in the rooms and I find out I really don't want that.
Yeah.
You know, thank God I have learned to be a person with integrity. And so it's like, instead of just ghosting like I have been known to do in the past while I was in my active addiction, I will have whatever conversation I need and step away.
Mm-hmm. You know, you're reminding me of something I thought of this week. So when I was drinking and using, I like went through so many different jobs because I just couldn't keep a job, you know? And I think part of what I've learned is like, I have to also accept when I've grown.
Oh yeah.
You know, like sometimes I have to really pay attention to that. So for example, like I had this like old narrative about myself when I was like younger. So, you know, I'm 40 now and I was thinking back to like when I was younger and I had this way of thinking about myself as like this poor brown kid from the projects, you know, and that's still part of my history, but that's not who I am today. You know, like I haven't forgotten where I come from. And I've also have allowed myself to grow into what I am now. Right. I once had a friend say to me, Anthony, you don't have to work on making it. You have made it. You know, and I've had a lot of friends a lot of my mentors have done that to me, have shared that same like level of insight with me, which is like, no, you're there already. Like just enjoy the work that you've done and enjoy like the direction you're moving in. And it doesn't have to be anything other than that.
I like that.
Yeah. Defining your best. We were also talking about letting go of comparisons. The comparisons, what is it? Comparison is the stealer of joy, or a great place for that with me is in exercise and kind of like, okay, so the way that I've learned to deal with that is like, okay, so I can't want something if I'm not willing to do the work for it. I remember when you said that to me for the first time.
Like, and so it's like I want to judge somebody for being, but they're doing the work, you know, and the best place I can be is just happy for them, you know, and also be good with where I'm at, because I had to get to a place, especially with my body and whatever, you know, we all go through like ups and downs with the way we feel about ourselves and doubts and all that good stuff. And interestingly enough, it's like, I'm not at my optimal anything, but I'm loving myself more than I have in a really long time.
That's fantastic.
And I think that that's my best. If all I can do is just be happy about the skin I'm in and where I'm at, then I'm good. That may change when I decide, okay, let's go back to the gym. Let's do something so I can feel a different way. But right now, this is good for me,
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. And I love the example of the body as a place of having that type of acceptance. The way I like to think about it is, and this is something that I've been working on, is like cultivating confidence. So one of the things that I've noticed is that I also feel that way. Like I feel more confident than I ever have before. And I haven't quote unquote met like fitness goals. I haven't quote unquote met like certain life milestones. I just feel really good in my body, and I have like this self-love and self-acceptance. And I think this feels so much better to me than, because here's the thing. It's like I have reached fitness goals before and I was still unhappy. Uh-huh. I have reached milestones before and I was still unhappy.
Absolutely.
Benji likes to say, and I've heard this in other spaces too, and different versions, that, happiness is an inside job. It's not a destination. My good friend Stephanie, my best friend Stephanie, she says, we have to cultivate. We have to work for happiness in the same way that we work for other things. It's not something that just kind of happens. So there's effort there, but that the effort is not in the kind of in the self-criticism. It's not in the working yourself to death. The effort is in like having your behaviors align with like your values. It's about taking care of yourself and loving yourself and walking the earth gently and being in community with other people and
absolutely
all those things.
I think as far as recovery goes too, a place where we're doing our best comes into play, especially as our lives get bigger, is service.
Let's go service.
Yeah, because in the beginning, when I had more time, I was able to do a lot of different things and show up in so many ways. And now it's like I show up where I can, when I can. Just like recently for the country club, I trained on the espresso bar. They have a new espresso bar and grinder, because I'm going to help the assistant manager, Leo, train some new volunteers. And it works for me because I can't take a shift because of my schedule, but I can do that. And that's me stepping up that way. I mean, it's like, obviously it's above and beyond because we do the podcast, but this is a great way for me to kind of connect and stay connected. And I'm all, okay, if all I can do is greet or put chairs away or whatever, everybody has a place or something they can do. And I think the key is figuring that out for yourself.
Amen.
Yeah.
Take it to church. I'm letting this all sit in. What's coming to mind is, like I was working so hard on applications for such a long time, and now I'm, I have the postdoc of my dreams.
Freedom.
And I have the postdoc of my dreams, and I have, I'm wrapping up my first rotation.
What are your feelings about your rotation now that you have the postdoc?
It's hard.
Postdoc. Yeah.
It's really, that's, you must be picking up on something because it's like hard for me to pay attention.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm over here already. It's like, I'm all, bitch, I'm done. It's like,
but the thing is that I'm not done. You know what I mean? Exactly. Well, I think what's really cool, and this feels like divine intervention, is that I'm ending my current rotation and going into my next rotation. And my next two rotations are like my number 1 and number 2 choices. And so I feel like I'm going into like more exciting work, and I'm going to be learning the things that I want to learn. And
absolutely.
So I am really excited. And I'm also like, I'm tired of being broke. I'm so broke.
Yeah.
And so like right now I've been using this car subscription service, and it's really fucking expensive. I'm paying more for this subscription service than most people do for like a car note.
So you're going to change your...
So what I'm going to stop using it.
Change your mode of transportation?
I am. I'm going to... Well, because right now I need a car. So that's why I'm using it. But my next rotation is going to be... It's more BART accessible. Like I can walk to the hospital from the BART, but I'll probably get like a scooter or something like that.
Okay.
So I'll have like more money in my pocket.
Nice.
So yeah, there are a lot of things that I'm looking forward to.
Okay.
It's going to be hard. It's been really hard because, right now I'm working with teens and I love a lot of the kids that I'm working with.
Oh.
So it's going to be hard to terminate care with them. But a lot of them are graduating from our IOP program.
Nice. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
So did you think we should land the plane? Or?
I think we could land the plane. Because
Can we land
I feel like this is the best that we can do.
Yeah. Okay, Louis, we're pulling us back. So that's it. That's our final episode on the 4 agreements. That's the last, and this last one that we're talking about is a game changer because it gives us permission to stop beating ourselves up. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And doing your best doesn't mean pushing yourself to exhaustion. It means showing up as you are, putting in the effort you can today, and letting that be enough.
Yeah, it's enough, and you are enough.
You are enough. Yeah. And so this week, Louis and I, we don't challenge our listeners, but I guess maybe we're asking you this week to pay attention to how you define your best.
We're encouraging you.
We're encouraging. How are you defining your best? Are you holding yourself to impossible standards? Stop it. Are you recognizing the effort you are putting into the things that you care about? And let's be kind to ourselves. So that's it, right?
Yeah.
So let's wrap up our series. If you found it helpful, let us know. Maybe there's another book you want us to cover. And I don't think we've ever done books before. This is our first time doing it. It was your idea, in fact. Yeah. It was
no.
Yeah.
Because I absolutely love it. I think it's amazing.
Okay.
Anyway, so I just want you to know that the Castro Country Club is a safe and sober community center for all people and a refuge for the LGBTQ recovery community.
We provide programs and services that help change lives by supporting personal growth.
And our vision is to reduce the suffering of addiction by connecting people to community, opportunity, and support.
You can find more information, including all the ways to contact us at www.castrocountryclub.org/podcast.
Yes, and look for new episodes Mondays, sometime on Monday it'll be out. Yeah.
Yeah. So we love you. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. And we'll see you again soon.
Okay.
Wait, we won't see you.
Well, we'll see.
You know what?
We'll see you on the street, but
Bye.